Shabbat Shalom. It is wonderful to see everybody. I'm so glad that we are here together to observe Shabbat. We will begin on page 10 with Maya Fe, and really giving ourselves the first few songs and prayers to arrive from our busy week with whatever struggles or joys have been in our week. It's nice to take a little time to arrive, to begin the journey of Shabbat together. Maya Fe Hayom, meaning how lovely today is. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fe Hayom, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fe Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fe Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Indeed, what a blessing it is to be together. Take a moment of appreciation for our greeters, to give welcoming hearts and eyes and offering prayer books if people arrive slowly throughout the evening. We will turn now to page 13 for Shir Chadash, again bringing our mind and heart towards preparation for prayer. Shiru Adonai Kol Haaretz, Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash, Shiru Adonai Kol Haaretz, Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along, all the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Adonai Kol Haaretz, Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash. I will sing unto God a new song. Thank you for joining your voices. For those that are at home, we hope you are feeling really present and welcome in the service also. Feel free to sing along, whether you're at home, alone here with us, or with your friends and family. We are all here together. I would like to invite now Alex's Mama Mimi to light and kindle our Shabbat candles. Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, zivanu lahad lekner shel Shabbat. Shabbat shalom. Now, I would love to invite Rabbi Garfein up to lead us in Kiddush. So great to have you leading us.
Let us praise God with the symbol of joy and thank God for the blessings of the past week, for life and strength, for home and love and friendship. Baruch atah Adonai,
Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, baratzavanu, keshavah kodsho, elheanu.
Zikaron lemasei Bereshit, Kivuyom Tehillah, Lemitzvoei Kodesh, Zecher Litzias Mitzrayim.
Kivanu lachadosha, Tanu ketarcha, Ekohamim, Shabbat kocheka, Rechavat ratzon, imhalanu.
Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. Fruity. Now, I'm wondering, Rabbi Garfein, I would like to do the Motzi blessing now, and I'm not seeing a ton of tiny little children here, so I'm wondering if you and I could do Motzi together. I mean, there's our pianist. I'll see if I can coax him up. I have a special connection. He's my son, for those that don't know. This is it. Thank you, Alex, for taking care of our temple so well, making sure we have challah every week. All right, he's going to be doing prayers later, so if he wants to lend support non-physically, that's cool. Do we have this? We've got it. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Pull. Of course you can do it. My Devar Torah will be on, in part, the ritual of using our hands. And high five on that. It is nice. Thank you, Rabbi Garfein. We will continue now on page 14 with Or Zarua, meaning sing unto God a new song. ala tzadik, ulishrei lev simcha. Ozaru ala tzadik, ulishrei lev simcha. Ozaru ala tzadik, ulishrei lev simcha. Ozaru ala tzadik, ulishrei lev simcha. Simchu tzadikim, Badonai, Badonai, v'hodu lezecher kodsho. Simchu tzadikim, Badonai, v'hodu lezecher kodsho. Ozaru ala tzadik, ulishrei lev simcha. Ozaru ala tzadik, ulishrei lev simcha. Please turn now to right below on the next page, Psalm 98. We will read together, again emphasizing it's time for a new song for our people. Sing to Adonai a new song, for God has worked wonders. God's right hand, God's holy arm, has won God's victory. Adonai has manifested God's victory, has displayed God's triumph in the sight of the nations. God was mindful of God's steadfast love and faithfulness toward the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth beheld the victory of our God. Raise a shout to Adonai, all the earth. Break into your joyous songs of praise. What could be better than Romemu to follow this? Page 17. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu feishachavu lechar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu feishachavu lechar kodsho. Ki kadosh. We'll get it. Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh. Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu feishachavu lechar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu feishachavu lechar kodsho. We will journey now to welcome the Shabbat bride. We will stay seated. We'll turn to page 20. We'll do verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. At verse 9, we rise, and we will stay risen, either by body or in our hearts, if that's what's better for our body, as we are really preparing our mind and spirit, which I really need desperately, and I'm so grateful to be here in Shabbat with you, to welcome the Shabbat Queen. Likrat kala panei Shabbat nekabela. Again, lechadodi likrat kala panei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad hishmi'anu el hamyu echad Adonai echad u'shemo echad lo Shemel Tiferet Velitila Lahadodi Likrat Kala Onei Shabbat Nekabela Likrat Shabbat Lechuvel Necha Ki Mekor Habracha Merosh Mikedem Nesucha Sof Maser B'Mashava Techila Lahadodi Likrat Kala Onei Shabbat Nekabela. Verse 5. Hitori kiva hore kumiori uri shir daberi kevod Adonai alik negila lahadodi likrat kala Onei Shabbat Nekabela Boi v'shalom Ateret bala Gamba simcha Utzvo hala Tochem unei Am segula boichala Lahadodi Likrat Kala Onei Shabbat Nekabela Lahadodi Likrat Kala Onei Shabbat Nekabela. You may be seated. We turn now to a psalm, a praise for Shabbat, bringing more vibrancy and energy as we move towards our teaching, towards our tefillah. Mizmor Shir. Mizmor Shir liyom haShabbat, tov lehadot lehadonai. O zamir l'shimcha elyon, O zamir l'shimcha elyon. Mizmor shir liyom haShabbat, tov lehadot lehadonai. O zamir l'shimcha elyon, O zamir l'shimcha elyon. Lehagi baboker chazdecha, ve'amun Mizmoshir liyom haShabbat, tov lehadot lehadonai. O zamir l'shimcha elyon, O zamir l'shimcha elyon. Ki simchachtani Adonai b'foalecha, b'masei yadecha ronen. Magadu ma'asecha Adonai me'od amku ma'asach votecha. Du מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, וזמיר לשמך עליון, וזמיר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, וזמיר לשמך עליון, וזמיר לשמך עליון. We will turn to a reading now on page 27. We will read together, Teach me, O God. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer, on a mystery of a withered leaf, on a ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise. You renew your days. Lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways. You may rise in your heart or in body as we move closer now to the core of our teaching for Shabbat. We begin with Baruch Hu, the prayer. We will begin with Lailas. Lai, 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Lai, 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 lai. La 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 la. You may be seated. Please turn now to page 31. We will do this reading of praise together at the top. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, for whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, for whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai hamavariv avarim. Amen. Page 32, a song of loving kindness and God's love, Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Avta, Torah u'mitzvot Shma Patir, Otanu Lematata, Otanu Lematata. Aken Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbenu kumenu nasiach b'chukecha v'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki heim chayenu v'orech yameinu Uvahem nege yomim v'layla, nege yomam v'layla. V'avarcha tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Ohev amo Yisrael. We prepare for the Shema on page 34. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'avta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lavavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta b'ham v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'aderech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha ug'shartam lehot al yadecha v'chayu letotafot b'neinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'hisharecha L'mahan tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lehiot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Adonai Elohechem emet. Please turn to page 39. We will read together, Standing on the Parted Shores. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. There is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. I'm going to get some water. No, we will be turning to page 40 from Michamocha, the literal one of the earliest songs of our people, led by a woman, Miriam, the joy and the celebration of having crossed the Sea of Reeds. Water. What a blessing. What a blessing. Banter, yes. Shabbat shalom, everyone. It is such a joy to lead this service with my son tonight. It is such a joy to know that we are welcoming a new rabbi in the summer, and that rabbi is very supportive of inclusivity. So congregants that would like to do what I'm doing, or to even just do a reading, will be welcome to work with him and talk with him, and I feel so excited about that. How was that? Okay, Micha Mocha, love this one. Oh, we're beginning with Lilas. La 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 ya 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 la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Micha mocha bahali madona Micha mocha nerda bakodesh Nora tehilo to sefele Nora tehilo o sefele lai lai ya la lai lai ya la 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 lai lai ya la 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 lai lai ya la 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 lai ya la lai lai ya la 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 lai lai ya la 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 lai lai ya la 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 lai. Should I do the who is like you God part? Yeah. Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Micha mocha ba'alim Adonai, Micha mocha nerda bakodesh, Nora tehilo to sefele, Nora tehilo o sefele. Page 43. We will read together. Give us a place to rest. Let's take a moment and find that yearning and that place of rest as we read. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, and over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai haparei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'kol amo Israel ve'al Yerushalayim. Amen. We turn now next to page 44 for Vishamru. Vishamru v'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat. Woo, lasso, all right, et ha-Shabbat. L'doratam v'rito olam. Vishamru v'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat. Woo, lasso, et ha-Shabbat. L'doratam v'rito olam. Bonai hovei, Bonai Israel, Oti leolam, Oti leolam, Vishamru v'nei Israel, et ha-Shabbat, Ulaso, et ha-Shabbat, l'doratam b'rito olam. Ki sheshet yamin, Asa Adonai, Asa Adonai, et Hashemayim ve'et ha'aretz Vishamru v'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, Ulaso, et ha-Shabbat l'doratam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vainafash Shabbat vainafash Shabbat vainafash Vishamru v'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat lasso et ha-Shabbat l'doratam berit olam Vishamru v'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat lasso et ha-Shabbat l'doratam berit olam. Please now rise for the tefillah. Jacob, thank you for joining me. Yes. Oh, wasn't it? Yes. We will begin on page 46. Join in with the Hebrew as much as you can, or just hum along with the melody, or read the English, or just close your eyes and be present. Never feel like you're supposed to know all the Hebrew. Whatever works for you is wonderful. When we are done with the prayers, we will have silent contemplation until page 62. Then we will come back together with Osa Shalom. Unless I've made an error. Let's see.
And I have a public service announcement for everybody, because this always gets me confused. So in like the end part, there's an option for winter and for summer. And even though it feels like summer, we still do the winter bit because it's not Passover yet. So everybody keep that in mind.
Thank you, Jacob.
I'll probably mess that up, so please be okay with that.
That's beautiful. Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi agid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak ve'Elohei Yaakov. Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Hayom Gomer Chasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol v'Socher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot Umvei Gulai Livnei V'neihem L'man Shemo Ba'ahava Melech Hoser U'Moshiach U'Mogen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav L'Hoshia Mashiv HaRuach U'Marid HaGashem Mechayeh Chaim B'Chesed Mechayeh HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Cholim Umatir Hasurim Melech U'Mim Emunato Lishanei Afar Michamocha B'Gevorot Umido Melech Melech Memit U'Mechayeh U'Matzmiach Yeshua B'nei Manata L'Chayot HaKol Baruch Atah Adonai Machayeh HaKol Atah Kadosh v'Shimcha Kadosh Ukdoshim b'chol yom Yehalucha Selah Baruch Atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Yeah, that'd be nice. You're doing good. I love you, big guy. Find favor, Adonai, your God, with your people Israel, and accept their prayer in love. Let our worship bring us closer to one another. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within. Nation shall not take up sword against nation. They shall never again know war. My God, guard my speech from evil and my lips from deception. We reach for you, our God, from our quiet places. May we stand still for a brief moment and listen. All, please take your time. These moments of private prayer are important. May the one who makes peace in the high heavens make peace for us, for all Israel and all who inhabit the earth. Amen. Ose Shalom. Ose Shalom Bimromav. Ose Shalom Aleinu. Ve'ako Israel. Vimru, Vimru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'akol Israel. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Yashem Aleinu ve'akol Israel. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'akol Israel. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'akol Israel. Ose Shalom Bimromav. Yaseh Shalom Aleinu ve'akol Israel. Vimru, Vimru, Amen. We are in the book of Leviticus. Tonight's Devar Torah is on Parshat Zav, chapter 6, verse 1 to 8:36. Zav means command. Many of us know that Leviticus is a lot about rules. extensively, in detail. Most B'nai mitzvah students are disappointed when their bat mitzvah is during Leviticus, because it's a lot of rules, very specific about how to do things with a lot of precision. People find it dry. People find it boring. I love Leviticus. I find in these rules, there's so much meaning if we go deeper. Of course, it can be boring to see exactly how long should a piece of wood be for the tabernacle. But if we think more broadly, why is it important to have specificity about how to build something of ultimate value? So when I read Leviticus, I go deeper, and I find it incredibly worthwhile, and I hope you might find some meaning in this discussion tonight. So Parsha Tzav tells us in detail how to do a myriad of practical things. The guidelines may seem overly specific, but building something big from the ground up can take a lot of direction. Like a big thing, for example, like building an entire religion for a newly freed people in an unknown land, for example. I find that there's a wealth of greatness in Leviticus. We can think about these ancient instructions, and we can think, what is there of value that can help to guide our lives today? In Parshat Tzav, God instructs Moses and then Aaron and the newly developing Jewish leadership about various ritual traditions. And one of the very first instructions in this Parsha, you will see right over my head, this is where we get the everlasting light from this Parsha. And as you can see, through the millennium, we are following this commandment. There's many more rules and instructions and guidelines above and beyond the everlasting light in this Parsha. It instructs us primarily about sacrifices and offerings. These sacrifices and offerings are often an animal, such as actually a cow that would become roast anyway, but it's the mindfulness and the intention of the preparation that makes the difference. There are instructions about the animal sacrifices, and also these sacrifices may be of wheat, oil, herbs, and spices. The specific sacrifices are these. 1, an all-purpose burnt offering to God. 2, an offering of homage, meaning your respect to God. Then an offering for sin. Then another one for guilt, because we're Jewish. Then another one for ordination of new leadership. And then another one for communal and for personal well-being. These are specifically laid out offerings for the first time ever in the journey of our people. The Hebrew word for offering is korban, which comes from the Hebrew word which means to draw near. Most rabbinical sages throughout history interpret this meaning, korban, draw near, to mean that the sacrifices that were laid out, which are our contemporary prayers, right? Our contemporary prayers, songs, and chants are directly from these sacrifices. So that the sacrifices and prayers bring the Israelites closer to God. These ritual offerings and our prayers today are the practical nuts and bolts pathways to help keep us closer to God. A few things to know about this sin offering. The sin offering is exclusively for unintentional violations of ethical or ritual prohibitions, not anything done with purposeful maliciousness. You cannot just do an offering to take care of that. And in fact, this sin offering is only for unintentional harms done or unintentional violations of Shabbat or other rules. And the offering does not itself only atone for that problematic behavior. The burnt offering only works if you also do it during or after you have made amends and corrected your behavior. Now there's a well-being offering. The well-being offering is done for celebration on a happy occasion. You can also offer the well-being sacrifice if a commandment has been successfully followed. This offering of well-being was done by groups and also by families, also by individuals. Historically, after the destruction of the Second Temple, that is when we shifted from animal and food sacrifices to prayer. Practically speaking, we no longer had that great big altar to sacrifice things on. So our sages and rabbinic leadership didn't just say, oh, well, we're done. No, they maintained the tradition and they immediately worked towards, we now offer these prayers, these sacrifices and offerings from our heart. And that is where we stand today. And most of us would not want to go back, even if we could, in terms of we want those songs and prayers rather than physical offerings to bring us closer to God. So at the time historically, and to this present day, the rabbinic sages and then later on the rabbis did not stop this tradition of offerings in Leviticus. We just evolved it. We evolved it to suit and meet our contemporary moment as Jews, and we will continue to do so through the millennium. Now, one of the ancient offerings and teachings in the Torah I want to talk about specifically that is mentioned and repeated multiple times through this parsha, and that is the use of hands. The use of hands, God spoke of frequently, like multiple times through this whole parsha. God said, for example, to quote Leviticus chapter 7:22, the offering of the well-being sacrifice to the Lord must be presented by him or her who offers his sacrifice of well-being to the Lord. His own hands shall present the Lord's offerings. Again, another quote from Torah. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, tell the Israelites that the offerings must be presented by one's own hands. The emphasis of one's own hands is repeated throughout, even though it's obvious. How else are you going to offer an offering? Of course you're going to use your hands. So it's meaningful that this was mentioned so many times. There are some expressions that seem as old as time and are so commonly used that we scarcely recognize it as a saying, such as to do something with one's own hands. But actually, we're going back rooted originally from this parsha, from Leviticus. The emphasis on the importance of the repetitions of the instructions to make offerings using one's own hands is indeed significant. It's also significant that this phrase, using one's own hands, was also used to convey a blessing or an honor. And that is also repeated multiple times, to make a blessing or to honor someone, laying your own hands on their head, laying your own hands on the bull or calf, laying your own hands on the goat. Hand gestures and the ritual use of hands is meaningful in several ways. As I just said, to press or lay one's hands on something, to use one's hands to make an offering. In Leviticus alone, the use of one's own hands in these ways is specified at least 9 times. The pressing or laying of hands as Jews is not about miraculous healings of others. That's a beautiful Christian tradition. Ours is different. Not about miracles or healings. Instead, the Jewish tradition, pressing or laying of hands, is about the transference of meaning, such as a venerated elder, Moses, for example, pressing their hands onto the head of a younger leader who will soon be taking charge of the people, as Moses did to Aaron. We might also have a parent lay their hands on their children's heads to convey honor or to transfer a sense of legacy from the generations before. Or an early Israelite priest might press their hands firmly onto a ritual animal before slaughter, because the ritual pressing of hands would transfer the people's collective sins onto the animal, which could then be sacrificed in atonement to God. but only if the people were also making amends and correcting their behavior themselves. As time through the generations and the decades and the centuries moved on, we developed from food offerings, incense, and prayer to prayer, and started to offer prayer as our offering and communication with God. However, the use of hands is still important, as Rabbi Garfein and I touched the challah. Every Shabbat, we lay our hands on that challah for a reason. This is why. The actions, the hand actions, are meaningful as well as the words and intentions. The use of one's hands to light the Shabbat candles is important. A self-lighting candle would not do it. The touching of the challah for the blessing of the bread is integral. Pesach, Passover, is coming. The simple act of using one's hands to dip the bitter herbs into the salt water for the Passover ritual is important. The physical motion of using our hands for ritual purposes gives the opportunity to focus on intent, communication, and purpose. A pre-dipped sprig of parsley on a Seder plate would not be the same. Shabbat Shalom. Healing. We wish Misha Berach and healing in our hearts, minds, and intentions for Marianne Helen Clements, for Pam Pace, Alan Richard, Sheila Rachin, Chuck Thames, Eugene Dropkin, Jessica Wilson, Lori Wood, Jan Hardy, Ben Gittleson, Catherine Bell, Geraldine Collins, Lau Alvalas, Kurt Reimer, Skirt Brown, Fernando Casalas, Doris Bernal, Jose Carreno, Naomi Harris, Jenny Engelbrecht Barabino, Megan Lagas van der Lee, Marjorie Gilberg, Am Jackson, Diana Fernandez, Alan Webb, David Greenberg, David Pressman, Selma Szymanski, Faye Barnett, Lois Friedman, Beth Frager, Byron Block, Martin Arnold. Anyone who's observing from home, you may speak aloud the people you may be wishing for healing for Misha Berach, and I'll go around the sanctuary as well. Names lifted for healing. Our cousin Chloe Ransom. We will sing now our prayer for healing, the Misha Berach. Page 253. Misha Berach avotenu mechol Avraham v'imotenu. Thank you, community. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach imotenu mekor Abraham lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah. and let us say, Amen. Let's reflect now on moments of accomplishment or joy, a milestone, a moment to be happy about. And we will go around and share things big or small, which could include a birthday, an anniversary, a birth. Someone's got to have something. Happy birthday. I think after the burnt offerings. More, big or small. Oh, thanks. Your playing is so beautiful, Jacob. I really appreciate that too.
My dad planted a mulberry tree, and now the mulberries are ripe. Oh, awesome. That's great.
More good things. Big things, small things. Yeah. Oh, how wonderful. A new baby coming into his family in November. God willing, congratulations. Casey. Oh. Any other moments, big or small? It's so nice to hear. We all get to know each other too. We get like these little windows into each other's lives. So we get to celebrate and we come closer together. So I'm grateful for that too. I am grateful my husband is here. And I'm grateful my son is going to come up and lead us in Aleinu. He happily kind of volunteered and agreed to do this ahead of time. I'm not putting him on the spot. I try to never do that.
I like to volunteer, but I don't like to actually do it.
Okay, and let's know, what do we do after Aleinu? Then we're in Shiloshim. What a beautiful journey. Okay. So please rise if you are willing and able in body or in heart. We are on our way. Oh, 282, I think. You want to take your mask off just for this? You do it in restaurants or things? No? Okay.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol latet gedula leotzeh bereshit shelo asanu kagoye ha'aratzot velo samanu kamishpachot ha'adama shelo sam kelchinu kahem v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam v'nachnu korim umashtachavim umodim ulifnei melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shehu Noteh Shamayim Ve'Yosed Haaretz Umoshav Yekaro Bashamayim Mima'al Ushchinatu Zo Begov He Meromim Hu Eloheinu Einod Emet Malkeinu Efes Zulato Kakatu betorato v'yadata hayom v'hashleota elevavecha ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim b'shamayim mima'al ועל הארץ ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. Phew.
You may be seated. Is anyone in Shiloshim? Is there a recent death that we might like to stand or name? We are in Yahrzeit for Lynn Weinberg, Ben Stauber, David Markel, Alex M. Block, Rebecca Steinberg-Stein, Nathan Kramer, Fred Patterson. Are there other Yahrzeits or memory that we would like to name or hold in our heart? In terms of our home tradition for Mourner's Kaddish, please rise in your heart or in body and join us on page 294 for Kaddish Yatom or the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah v'yamad divrach hirote v'yamlich malchute v'chachayon uv'yomechon uv'kaye dechol beit Israel v'agala u'zman kariv v'yamru Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach la'alam la'omei almaya. Yitbarach v'yitztabach v'yitabar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei d'gusha baruchu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran ba'alma v'imru. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Israel v'yamru. Oseh shalom b'imramav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Israel v'yamru. Amen. May their memory be for blessing. You may be seated. Mimi, would you enjoy coming up to read announcements? Okay. The tradition of having board members come up we like because it's getting us all more connected. We had Mimi light the candles and she's sitting so beautifully with her husband. So let's let her rest because she already ushered in Shabbat. So, Casey Bierman, raise your hand. Yay, Casey's a new member, and I've had such a joy getting to know her. We're going to start announcements off with her exercise class beginning next week called Movin' and Groovin'. She's offering this from her heart as a congregant. We're helping to get more member-to-member led and engaged programming here. So I'm so excited that we're having people within our community as well as coming in to guide and offer us. So Movin' and Groovin' class is a light workout, great for everyone, especially those 65 and up, to get the heart pumping, the body moving, and the soul singing. All ages can participate in this fun workout that will have seated, standing, and a little marching. It begins this Tuesday, April 4th, correct? This Tuesday, April 4th, at 10 a.m. here. You can see temple times or our website, and we would love to have a few more people join. We have a lovely group already. So again, that's Tuesday, 10 a.m. Check your temple times or the website. Which room, do we know? Just show up. There'll be only one group doing a light heart-centered workout here, so you will find them. We have another program developing right now called Menchie Munch. Eric, can you raise your hand, please? Awesome. This is so great. Eric is going to spearhead this. It's going to be once monthly as the year goes on. This is also a member-to-member education program for congregants to share with each other their own interests. It will be a discussion of, the first one will be a discussion of different traditions of Jewish learning, led by Eric this coming Sunday. He may offer it again in May, and again, we're hoping for a once monthly. It will be a potluck. Check your Temple Times or website for Menchie Munch Sunday afternoons. This is great for everybody, especially for maybe those in 20s and 30s or 20s and 30s in heart, all the way up to 210. As we're Jews, we live a long time. Yom Ha'atzmaut is Israeli Independence Day. More details are coming soon. Game Day, the Game Day of Temple Israel, is now meeting every Wednesday, having a lot of fun with that. Game night, you can also come for game night and enjoy fun and fellowship. Upcoming dates are April 22nd, May 20th, and June 17th, from 5 to 7 p.m. So most people can make it, even those that are not up at 5 in the morning. We're hoping that everyone can make it to the congregational meeting on April 16th. Please mark your calendars. That's when we're getting new board members, and a lot is going on that's meaningful for our congregation. It should be awesome. We'll get a lot of information and updates. That is Sunday, 1:30 p.m. April 16th. Check your website or Temple Times for details on that. We have a lot of great programs. Check your website or email so that I don't go through them, but it's wonderful how much we have going on here. Mahjong is happening. The Spinning Dreidel is offering a lot, opening their hours more, so please check on Spinning Dreidel as well. Yes. Linda, thank you so much. We love the library, and we are the ones that make the library work. 12 to 2. Passover is coming. The first night is Wednesday night, a traditional Passover Seder. You may still be able to sign up. Today is the cutoff. It cut off, okay. So make sure you have matzah at home. Make sure you have matzah at home or however it is that you observe Passover. And if you are alone and not happy about that, please contact me. Okay, I think I've basically, Judith Lyons is leading Shabbat morning service this Saturday, tomorrow morning. Thank you. And we would always love to have more Shabbat greeters. Greeting for Shabbat is very easy. All you need to do is show up 15 minutes early, and it's a very significant and important act. So please, again, look at your website, sign up, reach me. If you come to services anyway and might be willing to come 15 minutes early every once in a while, that would be fantastic. Okay, I think we've got all our announcements. Anyone else have a very quick, short one? I'm going to announce how great I am that Larry Novi is our new treasurer. Really appreciate you, Larry. You'll hear more about that, hopefully at the congregational meeting, but that's really wonderful. Really appreciate you. So let's continue our enthusiasm with our closing song tonight, which is going to be The Tree of Life. This is Jacob's and my first time to offer the Tree of Life song, and we're excited to do it. The English, we're gonna strive to do it twice, and the English is I tend to sing it for all. It is the tree of life for all who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. So that's it. Ready when you are. Oh, No page. So the lyrics are very simple. It is the tree of life for all those who hold fast to it. Can you all repeat that? It is the tree of life for all those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. That is the whole song. Let's try that again. I'll say it, then you say it. It is the tree of life for all those who hold fast to it. And all of its supporters are happy. And then there's a ya-lay, ya-la-la-lay, ya-lay, ya-la-la-lay. That's the whole song. And if you just get like one word and clap, that's awesome. Yes, and you can get up, you can dance, whatever you want to do. It is the tree of life for those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is the tree of life for those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. It is the tree of life for those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is the tree of life for those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. It is the tree of life for those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is the tree of life for those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. Shabbat shalom.